No excuses or complaining about doing homework in one local school district where the strategy is to make learning more like PlayStation. Using gaming to improve math grades, our top story on News 13 at 4:30.
From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. For students in the St. Clair School District, no more excuses like the dog ate my math homework. That's because they're learning math from computer games. And as Matthew Petrillo tells us, with all the fun they're having, they don't seem to mind.
What are you thinking about when you do that 5 there? What character?
The saying goes that math teachers have a lot of problems. But for these students, there's no problems they can't solve when they're learning with these video games.
It takes you through all different kinds of levels, and if you do something wrong, you get to try again.
Eric Pryor explains the visual feedback that students receive from their mistakes is a key component to help them learn new material.
It provides teachers an opportunity to provide a visual understanding of mathematical concepts for students to actually see math and actually interact with it. And as we talked about, experience the learning and experience math.
Here's how some of that visual learning works. If a student decides that these two three-legged robots only need 5 boots, the technology shows them what else they need to complete it correctly. Now, these are pretty fun toys, but they say it's not about the technology, it's about matching students' needs with instructional intervention.
In traditional classrooms, you have students, one teacher in front of the room with multiple students. If we see through assessment that students need additional help or they need to be challenged, the teacher can target those areas in the system and students can work independently.
Superintendent Kendi Hinkle also says the technology allows students to naturally learn at their own pace.
Traditional textbooks lock you into print material that never changes. This system will be updated regularly and additional contents added, and so we are able to purchase this and grow along with the company.
The program was paid for using federal money, so it didn't cost the school district anything. And the programs are simple enough that students as young as kindergarteners are using it.
Kids naturally like technology. They're digital natives. They're far more familiar with technology than you or I, and they're comfortable in this arena. And so the hook is they like the tool that they receive the information through.
Other than teaching math, the program also helps build listening skills. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, St. Clair.
A tragic story out of Lehigh Valley Hospital where there was an apparent husband-wife murder-suicide in the hospice unit this afternoon. The Lehigh County District Attorney confirms that a man shot and killed his wife and then himself this afternoon in the hospice ward of the hospital. Workers on the 4th floor heard gunshots coming from one of the hospice rooms at about 1 this afternoon. When medical staff went to the room, they found a female patient had been shot and killed by her husband, who then turned the gun on himself. The district attorney says it appears to have been an isolated incident and the hospital was not evacuated. A Shenandoah woman who jumped from a 3rd-floor window of her home to escape a raging fire back on February 23rd has died. 48-year-old Lisa Goya died at the Geisinger Medical Center in Danville of the traumatic brain injury she sustained in that fall. The woman jumped from the window just as fire crews arrived on the scene of a devastating fire that damaged several buildings along West Cole and North Jordan Streets in Shenandoah. Moments later, firefighters were able to rescue her boyfriend from that same window. He was treated for smoke inhalation. The fire destroyed 8 homes and sent over a dozen people out into the early morning cold. A state police fire marshal determining that the blaze erupted in the couple's apartment. He's still investigating what sparked that fire. Several people are homeless. A firefighter injured fighting a smoky blaze in Hazleton's Heights this afternoon. Flames erupted in the upper floors of this home on Kiefer Avenue just after 1 o'clock. Neighbors tell News 13 that several adults and several children live in the home. Fortunately, they weren't there when that smoky blaze erupted. Crews had a tough time bringing the fire under control as the smoke and the flames shot out of the attic windows. One firefighter was injured during the blaze when he fell through a floor. He was taken to Geisinger, Wyoming Valley for treatment. No word on his condition. Crews from all over Greater Hazleton helped fight this fire. And by the way, this was the first fire emergency in which crews came together under the cooperation agreement between the city and West Hazleton. Well, although the stock market and other indicators seem to show our economy improving, unemployment in Luzerne County rocketed up again last month. The Department of Labor says that the unemployment rate for the Wilkes-Barre metropolitan area, which includes Greater Hazleton, rose by 0.3% last month, bringing it to 9.8%. That means our region continues to have the highest unemployment rate in the state of Pennsylvania, and we've held that dubious distinction for 33 straight months. Analysts believe a large part of the increase was due to jobs ending for workers employed for the holiday season. Pennsylvania's statewide unemployment rate also went up 0.3%, climbing to 8.2%. Well, the city of Hazleton has been falling short of budget estimates due to a glitch in the state system for calculating non-resident contributions. Now, the city's thinking about raising income tax for non-residents or commuters 0.5% higher than city residents to help increase revenue for the part of the tax that funds city pensions. The ordinance will set the portion for the city's general fund at 0.5% for non-residents, 1% for non-residents. Acting City Administrator Steve Hahn said the problem stems from state software that doesn't account for the portion of taxes that fund the pensions. City of Hazleton is the only place with a combination of Act 50 and the pension plan in effect.
The City of Hazleton has a separate pension fund tax of 0.85% that goes to pay for police and fire pensions, and that was something that was, non-residents were always taxed that same amount for that as well. But because of this glitch in the system at the Department of Community and Economic Development runs this site whereby you determine tax rates, they suggested to us that we increase the non-resident rate by 0.5% so that we can be able to more closely collect what we're supposed to.
And if that ordinance is passed, it will go into effect in the beginning of next year. Coming up on News 13, will winter never end? Well, spring just hours away, and we'll tell you if temperatures will match the new season in News 13 weather. But first, it's the dawning of a new era for Catholics around the world as Pope Francis is invested. A local man was there for a bird's eye view, and he'll tell you what it was like at today's ceremony just ahead on News 13.
When it comes to all of your grocery needs, shop Boyer's Food Markets at 2 locations, 15th Street in Hazleton and South Hancock Street in McAdoo. Here are this week's specials. Every weekend, look in our hot food area for wings, tenders, and other party favorites. Don't forget about our gift cards and our senior citizens discounts. We also have double coupons every day. You can also go to BoyersFood.com for our weekly circular, monthly super specials, and much more. It's all at Boyer's Food Markets in Hazleton and McAdoo.
Humboldt Industrial Supply, located at 354 West Broad Street in downtown Hazleton, is the area's leader in industrial supplies and products. Humboldt Industrial Supply stocks a vast array of tools and equipment, including Bosch, Stanley, DeWalt, and Hilti. They have industrial and residential plumbing supplies and seasonal supplies, including grass seed, lawnmowers, and equipment. They've got nuts, bolts, fasteners, thousands of shapes, sizes, and grades, and quick-crete products. Humboldt Industrial Supply is your Hilti Tool Rental Center. Call 570-455-3557. Located in the heart of downtown, the Tamaqua Diner at 39 Center Street is open 24/7 for your enjoyment and convenience. Whether you stop by for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the Tamaqua Diner offers a wide selection of dishes that are reasonably priced with ample portions. Their daily dinner special includes a choice of French onion soup or broiled stuffed shrimp free of charge. And on Friday and Saturday, a stir-fry menu is available from 5 to 9 p.m. Call 570-668-3540 for the Tamaqua Diner. What do these businesses have that your business needs? Contacts, referrals, leads, and more. These local companies are part of a unique business-to-business organization called the Hazleton Area Networking Association. HANA members meet weekly to give and receive business leads, period. We help each other succeed, and we make money for our members. Join us for a free breakfast Wednesday, April 24th at Bonanza Steakhouse. The meeting starts at 7 a.m. because it's never too early to start making money. There's no obligation, no charge for breakfast, nothing to bring, other than a stack of business cards and your interest in learning what other local businesses are doing to make money while you're still having coffee. Call Henry Werkheiser at 454-8767 to RSVP. HANA, local businesses doing business locally.
My name is Sandy Penalo, and I'm a manager here at Nutrition Management Center. The kind of products we offer are Natural Products. Is a company that's been in business for over 33 years. And what we can help you with is to have a better nutrition in your life. If you want to have some energy or you want to lose some weight or gain weight, we can be able to help you with that with Natural Products. We're located at 5 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, and our number here is 570-401-4701, and you can ask for Sandy.
Well, just a few hours ago at the Vatican in Rome, Pope Francis was invested and celebrated his first Mass as leader of the Catholic Church. A local attorney was there and miraculously was ushered near the altar. Spoke with him on the phone in Rome just a short time ago about his incredible experience. You're looking at a once-in-a-lifetime photo taken by attorney Frank Skakowski. With millions of faithful crowded into the Vatican today, he got close enough to take this picture of the new Pope.
I actually got into the Vatican itself, and I was setting up my spot. The Pope came through in his Pope-mobile, which was interesting, some of the changes. It wasn't bulletproof, if you remember. But I start roaming around, and the guard motioned me, and he says, "Come on in," and they let a group of us right up to the VIP section.
He was surrounded by people from Italy and all around the world. He said the feeling was pure joy.
It was a very celebratory mood. You can sense it right from the beginning. Italy is really starting to has taken this guy to heart.
Skakowski says one of the most electric moments was when the Pope made his entrance into the square.
Genuine, you can just see that. He just wants to do good for everyone around him, and it just comes out. Watching, and unfortunately, I couldn't see him being short. It's a disadvantage in a crowd. But when he was going around, they had, as you can see on television, all the big TV screens, and you can see them. They were handing babies to him, and he was embracing the crowd, even more so than John Paul II, who was very good at it. A totally different, I think, change in style from the previous pope.
And while Frank Skakowski may be an attorney, he says his avocation is world traveler. He was there for the election and investiture of the Pope who bears his name and says if another opportunity arises, he'll take it.
It is a moving experience, and Pope Francis being 76 years old, I hope he's around for 30 or 40 more years, but there's a good chance, God willing, I might be here for the next one, too.
What a wonderful opportunity. Now, Frank Skakowski also was in Rome, and he attended the funeral of Pope John Paul II. Well, we may be in the final hours of winter, but as we all know, it's hanging on with a vengeance. This was the scene around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon on Route 309 near the Stagecoach Inn. A tractor trailer skidded down the hill and flipped onto its side. It also took out some utility poles and some lines. It was early in yesterday's storm, and PennDOT plows were quickly dispatched so that emergency crews and tow trucks could get into the scene. Now, traffic came to a complete stop for about a half hour or so while the scene was cleared. Fortunately, nobody was hurt in that accident, but it was a frightening situation. Nonetheless, not fun. Time now for our regional weather from the National Weather Service. Checking the radar, we do see some shower activity moving a bit to our north, but fortunately nothing but clear skies in our area, and that is a great relief after what we had at this time yesterday. Creative condition, nothing but blue skies. It's by Robert Zakir, a third grader at West Hazelton Elementary Middle School, and he drew some wide open spaces with an airplane flying over. There's some telephone poles there, and if you look way down on the bottom, there he is. He says it's just sunny out. Now let's take a look at News 13 weather from the National Weather Service for Greater Hazelton for tonight. Scattered flurries or snow showers through this evening with a low around 18 degrees. Then for Wednesday, partly sunny and breezy with a stray snow shower here and there, high up to 33. Overnight low tomorrow, it'll be chilly down to 18. And for Thursday, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of snow showers, high near 29. Doesn't seem like spring, does it? Nighttime low down to 17 degrees. Then for Friday, partly sunny with scattered flurries, again a high near 32. Overnight low down to 14 degrees. And for Saturday, mostly sunny with a high of 34 degrees. Moving to Schuylkill County, tonight a slight chance of snow showers with a low down to just 19. And for tomorrow, partly sunny with a slight chance of snow or rain showers, high climbing to 38 degrees. Overnight low down to around 18. For Thursday, partly sunny with a slight chance of snow showers, once again, high of 33, the low down to 19. For Friday, partly sunny with a high near 38, low of 21. And then Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 39 degrees. Well, still ahead on News 13, March Madness upon us, but not good news for a coach with some local ties. Fred Barletta with the info on News 13 Sports. And then peanut butter, cherry, cream, coconut, all lovingly dipped in chocolate. A super sweet Schuylkill County Easter treat when News 13 continues. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you play. The daily number is 009. The big 4, 9018. Quinto, 45040. And the treasure hunt, 7, 9, 14, 21, and 30. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy birthday to Joe Nemeth Sr. This wish comes with love from your family and friends. Also tonight, happy birthday Marilyn Katansky from Marcel, Tony, and all of your children and grandchildren. And in tonight's Talk of the Town report, the Sovereign Majestic Theater is presenting Jim Barone, Elvis Through the Years, on March 23rd at 7 p.m. The theater is located at 209 North Center Street in Pottsville. Tickets are just $15 and can be acquired by calling 570-628-4647. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Helen Irene McGovern of Mountaintop. Funeral will be Thursday at 9:30 a.m. from the McCune Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 8 to 9:30 a.m. Pamela Ann Horton of Monomoy City. Services will be private and at the convenience of the family from the Louis D. Truskowski Funeral Home. Mary DeFazio Schwartz of Hazelton. Funeral is Thursday at 11 a.m. in the Most Precious Blood Church. Friends may call at the church from 10 to 11 a.m. The Firo Funeral Home is handling the arrangements. Ricky E. Dye Jr. of Ringtown. The Lugovitz-Orovitsfeld Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Kathy Hughes of Whitehaven. Arrangements will be announced by the Lehman Family Funeral Service. Lee L. Snyder of East Falls. Memorial is Saturday from 3 to 7 p.m. at his former residence in Philadelphia. Arrangements are by the Bringhurst Funeral Home. Georgine Dowd of Mahanoy City. Arrangements will be announced by the David D. Jarrett Funeral Home. Margaret O. Skotnicki of Camp Hill. Mass is Thursday at 11 a.m. in the Church of the Good Shepherd. Friends may call at the church from 9:30 to 10:45 a.m. The Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And Peggy Petrill of Hazelton. Mass is Wednesday at 10 a.m. in the Annunciation Parish at St. Gabriel's Church. Friends may call Wednesday at the church from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Arrangements are under the direction of the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazelton. Palm crosses are now on sale by calling 570-454-0111. And by Mia's, once again the Hazelton area's #1 rated restaurant. Call 570-501-3410 for information on luncheon packages.
SSPTV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
It wasn't good news last week when the Ball State Cardinals got knocked out of the MAC Conference playoffs in Cleveland. They got beat by Buffalo. And of course, we always follow that team because the head assistant coach is Bob Simmons, Hazelton native. Well, if that wasn't bad enough, the news got worse a couple days later. The Ball State athletic director has dismissed head coach Billy Taylor and the entire staff, terminating their service with Ball State. 6 seasons in the book for Billy Taylor, for Bob Simmons, and that entire staff. And Ball State never did win the MAC during that time. They fielded some good teams. And I talked with Bob Simmons at length, and he said that the only thing he was really surprised at was how quickly it happened right after the season. As far as where they go from there, well, they're going to take a look at their options, but he made it very clear to me that coaching on the college level is absolutely still on the radar for him. That's where he wants to be. And when you consider his credentials, going all the way back to his time at Delaware Valley here in Pennsylvania, then he hooked up with Taylor as an assistant at Lehigh University, followed him out to Muncie, Indiana, and he became, as we said, the head assistant coach. You got to believe that there is still a lot of future for Bob Simmons. Now, from the college ranks to the PIAA, and today, well, it's semifinal and put up or go home time. The Chester Clippers, St. Joe's Prep, they're going to battle it out at Coatesville High School tonight. Meanwhile, in the other half of the bracket up at Williamsport, it's going to be Lower Merion and Newcastle. Now, we're going to go to the AAA boys. That one being played tonight as well. Donegal and Amenhotep, the charter school out of Philadelphia. You got Archbishop Carroll and Montour battling in the other half of the brackets. AA boys tonight, Trinity out of District 3 and Holy Cross. That's the parochial school out of Lackawanna County. And you got Beaver Falls and West Middlesex. Holy Cross, the only District 2 team still kicking in the PIAA semifinals. Math, civics, and science against Vox. And you got Lincoln Park and Johnsonburg out west. Girls, you got Springford, Cardinal O'Hara, a battle of the District 1 and District 12 champs. Cumberland Valley and Chartiers Valley. Cumberland Valley, number 5 seed out of District 3 in the semifinals. They certainly are the Cinderella story. Bethlehem Catholic The champs out of District 11 will be in the semifinals for AAA girls tonight against Villa Maria, Blackhawk and South Park out west. St. Basil's Academy, York Catholic, got Bishop Canevin and Seton LaSalle out west. And finally, single A girls tonight, you got Tri-Valley out of the Schuylkill League taking on Southern Fulton out of District 5. And you got Vincentian Academy against Bishop Guilfoyle out west. So that's the way it's all going to shake down tonight. Everybody looking to punch their ticket to the Giant Center in Hershey for Friday and Saturday. It'll be state championship weekend there. I know this won't come as a big surprise to anybody, but with spring sports getting started this week, we have our first postponement coming in. They were supposed to play tennis, MMI Hazleton area. Needless to say, it's postponed, and it's going to be ditto with the baseball and the softball and the track and all of the other outside activities. Everybody would have been started by Saturday, but we'll keep you posted. But this is the first of the cancellations. MMI Hazleton, no makeup date in tennis. Hey, how hungry are you tonight? The most popular wing night in town is up at Bottlenecks. That's right, they've got the area's best wings, and every Tuesday they're just $9.95 for all you can eat. All the delicious flavors. You can have as many as you like. You can't go wrong, and they are delicious. Up at Bottlenecks every Tuesday. They sponsor us not only on Tuesdays, but it's a great place.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's Super segment. I'm here with Carl Urena, and we're talking about transportation today. Now, next year we'll have a STEM school, and that means a new bus route for the students who will go there. Can you explain how many students will be going to the school, and what does it mean for you?
Right now, we have 325 students registered, and we built a very accurate routing for that because we have the addresses of where all the kids live. So we're building costs now to present to the board, and we'll probably talk a little bit about that tomorrow night.
Okay, and I know we were speaking about it. You said there's some type of equipment you use where you can find their addresses, and then you just make the route from there. Is that right?
We have a software package called TransFinder, and there's an excellent employee downstairs, Jennifer. She actually builds the routes based upon what the address is. So when she builds that route, she can make that route very efficient mileage-wise. So we keep it as efficient as we possibly can from a cost standpoint. And she can get that down almost to the dollar, what it's going to cost. So as we're building budgets, that helps the business manager because he gets very accurate numbers.
Very nice. So will we be using the buses that we have now, a little bit of, maybe new buses as well?
Right now, we're going to do it with existing buses. Nobody has to buy anything. So we're talking about potentially, we looked at a couple different options. We're talking about potentially using transfer points, but that's something that still has to be worked out. And she did present the administration with 3 different options. So we're looking at them. We're trying to be as efficient as we can.
And how many buses will be there every day?
About 10, give or take. But that's about what it's going to be.
Obviously, there are a lot of challenges in creating, a route. Can you explain what are some of the challenges that you guys face?
We worry because of the size of the district that we're not picking kids up too early in the morning. So that there's a consideration with that. And when Jennifer builds those, she will take that into consideration. And if she has to add another bus, she'll add another bus to knock off on the time. So a kid can go to the bus stop a little bit later. The other thing she takes into consideration, and she really, really looks at this, she watches things like turns into traffic because you have a bus that's 50 feet long. So there's safety concerns with that also. So we look at all that, and the software is great because you can really, really get it down almost to the minute where a bus is supposed to be.
Very good. So good luck with that. Hopefully all the kids will get to school on time. And that's this week's Super segment. We'll see you guys next week.
Finally tonight, forget about that calorie counter. With less than 2 weeks until Easter, it's the time in Shenandoah where people from around the world order the city's famous chocolate-dipped Easter eggs. And as Matthew Petrillo tells us, the mouth-watering eggs are definitely on a roll.
They sell only one thing,
First United Methodist Church.
Mouth-watering chocolate-dipped Easter eggs, but people call in orders to the First United Methodist Church in Shenandoah from all over the world.
And we've sent them as far as Japan, all over the United States. They went to Iraq and Afghanistan last year.
3 volunteers will be making the eggs until Holy Week, when they'll stop so they can help the church prepare for Easter. Volunteer Margaret Mensick says the peanut butter eggs are the top sellers.
The best part is the taste. And the size, and they're homemade.
The girls start making the eggs by scooping a chunk of flavored dough. They then roll it into an egg shape where they sit until it gets hard. Then they take them to the dipping station. These ladies dip more than 54,000 Easter eggs a year, but it's not as easy as it looks. So how am I doing?
You're doing fine. Now, let's taste it and see if it tastes as good as it looks.
Don't mind if I do. They're good. But the process doesn't stop there. They then squeeze out a pretty bow and then package them. And the history to these eggs are just as juicy, going back to 3 decades ago.
The project came from our sister church in William Penn 30 years ago. When they got to a point where they were too small, we took it over, and they joined us.
As delicious as the eggs are, Byrne says her favorite part is the camaraderie.
For many years, they've been coming in, they sit, they chat. It's a morning spent together. We're doing something with the community. An awful lot of the people that come here to help are from other churches, and that says a lot about the community supporting it.
The eggs cost $11 a dozen, or 95 cents a piece. Easter eggs can be ordered by calling 570-462-1509. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Shenandoah.
If it's made by a church, the calories don't count. Hey, that's News 13 for your Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us. You can catch this newscast again with rebroadcasts throughout tonight, or just go to News 13's website anytime, SSPTV.com, where you'll always find the local and regional news you need and the community news you want. For the entire News 13 team, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kathy Bazinski. Have a great night.